Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Anime Iceberg. I'm Megan.
And I'm Meg.
And I'm Ava.
Yep, Ava is our special guest for this episode because we are talking about a movie, Spy Family Code White.
Mm-hmm. Do you
Yeah.
do you, do you want me to give the
Yeah, you
description of
can
it right away? Okay.
the
Yeah.
wiki or the IMDb
Yeah,
description,
I
I
can.
guess.
Okay. Yeah. So just what the movie is about. After receiving an order to be replaced in Operation Strix, Lloyd decides to help Anya win a cooking competition at Eden Academy by making the director's favorite meal in order to prevent his replacement.
That's a very light description of an almost 2-hour animated film where a
Mm-hmm.
lot happened and yet nothing happened.
Yeah, you know what? We were spoiled with Full Metal with all like the super detailed descriptions, and now everything else is sad in comparison.
Yeah. I think Spy Family, what the main thing I've seen about this movie after watching it was people reviewing it and saying things like, it's not necessary, I didn't like it, it was boring. It's a filler. It's a movie just to hold you over to the next season. It's not canon. It's not gonna have a big impact on the story. I was expecting that. So I
Mm-hmm.
quite enjoyed seeing it.
Yeah. Honestly, I was happy that it wasn't just a recap
Oh
of
my
the
goodness.
seasons.
Yeah.
I don't like
But
those ones.
yeah, anyway, but before we get into more of the movie, we should probably have Ava introduce herself a little bit more. She was on our previous podcast, but if you haven't heard Beyond the Gate, you won't know who she is.
Yes. Thank you, Megan. Yeah, pretty much like if you hadn't heard of me before, then chances are you probably haven't seen some of their episodes already because I've already been there. But yeah, my name is Ava, and yep, I'm an animator. I can't speak.
Oh,
But yeah,
animator.
also anime enthusiast, fellow anime
Yes.
enthusiast. But yeah, what else can I share about me? Not too much. I'm an animator and who also likes anime. And
Yeah.
I also know these two Megs. So Megan and Meg. So that's it.
Yep. Ava was the one who became my roommate after Meg abandoned me when she went to grad school.
Rude.
And then Ava's a year older than me, so she abandoned me too.
I sense a pattern here.
Yeah, somebody might have abandonment issues.
No, I just
It's
gotta make
okay,
friends with
Megan.
people who are younger than me so I can abandon them.
That's how it works, you know?
hmm yeah, but um, yeah, so Ava and I, well, obviously she went to the same school as Meg and I did for our college, I mean. And we were in the same animation program, and we were also on the cross country and track team together. So like this girl could whoop your butt in any kind of race whatsoever.
Heck
This
yeah.
nationally ranked cross country runner.
Heck yeah. I haven't ran in a while. I need to get
Uh,
back into it. But yeah, thank
you could
you.
still beat anyone without practice.
Legs for
Um,
days.
yeah, but we were gonna ask you, would you like to share what your favorite anime is?
Yes. It's actually, oh my gosh. It's hard because I have like at least a favorite anime in the shonen category and the shoujo category. Um, so my favorite shoujo anime is Fruits Basket,
Same.
and yeah,
Mhm.
woo! And my favorite shonen anime, it's hard. I know that manga wise, I'm most updated with My Hero Academia, so I think that is one of my tops. But it's also really hard because I also like Full Metal. I
Yeah.
also like Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer. There's just a lot of shonen. It's Black Clover.
Yeah.
And that's also
Ava's the
great.
one who introduced me to that drug.
And boy, what a ride.
Oof.
Haikyuu. I like Haikyuu as well.
Mm. Yeah. And what was your experience with Spy Family before seeing the movie?
Very minimal. I think I saw
Mm-hmm.
like only like a couple episodes, like literally three, before I saw the
Yeah.
movie. I kind of like I was like, oh yeah, I kind of know the main thing. We have like a spy, and we have like an assassin who kind of like become like this makeshift family, and then we have
Mhm.
Anya who can like read people's minds, and we don't know. I don't know exactly how she got
Yeah,
this power.
well, we don't know yet either, but I think that's pretty telling that you could enjoy the movie without having too much knowledge of the show as a whole. The show hasn't
Mhm.
really gotten too intense yet. I feel like as it goes on, there will be more of a storyline, but right now we're sort of just establishing the characters and the setting.
Mhm.
Yeah, having watched 3 episodes, I think the only thing you were really missing out on for movie wise was you probably didn't see much of the dog Bond and know how he got there and all that. And
Yeah.
then you didn't know Yuri that well either. The
Yeah.
big, I mean the younger
Yeah,
brother
but
of
he
Yorn.
was barely in it, so
Yeah, he just made his cameo.
Yeah, just to say hello. But yeah, for a second I was like, they have a dog now, and the dog
Yeah.
also has powers. Holy
Uh-huh.
crap! That and also there's like another spy female who happens to have the hots for Lloyd. That I was like, oh, who's this chick now?
Nightfall.
You
Yeah.
know?
I thought that was great. I was wondering how you'd react to her because she's a lot. I mean, she has this placid look on the outside of her face, but she's always freaking out internally. So I didn't know how you'd feel about her. And I looked at your face when she came on screen and you had this perplexed kind of what is this chick's deal look on your face? But then we got to that moment in the movie where like she was talking with him over the walkie-talkie or wherever, and she started like jumping up and down like a little kid. And I remember you just going, "Oh, okay, that's kind of sweet."
Yeah, exactly. At first I was like, huh, I don't know about her yet. And then like later on I'm just like, she's actually kind of hilarious.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she's a fun character. And I feel like maybe even somewhat relatable if you've, like when it comes to like crushes, I guess, and all that stuff. Especially
Mm.
it looks kind of like how a teenage girl would react when they got texted by their like crush in high school, I guess.
Yes, that
Mhm.
And I was
that
like,
makes
oh,
sense.
that's fun. That's fun.
Yeah, so I guess maybe to give a little bit more of the story. I assume if people are listening to this episode, hopefully they have watched the film themselves, otherwise spoilers ahead. But besides the whole cooking competition where that's like the whole premise of the start of the movie is that Lloyd and Yor and Anya and Bond go on a little mini family vacation so they can see how that the dessert is made so that they can help Anya cook it and win the baking competition. But while they're on this vacation, Anya stumbles into a little bit of trouble when she eats a chocolate candy on the train that had been hiding a microchip from uh I don't remember the organization's name, but these really
It
scary guys.
was yeah, they were the military, I think.
Yeah, yeah. But so they're after her and Lloyd has no idea. And when they finally do catch her, he and Yor have to go on a little rescue mission to get her back, which it was kind of like throughout the whole movie, I was like, oh, yes, cute family stuff, but where's the spy stuff? And then we got to that part, it's like, okay,
Mhm.
now I'm enjoying myself quite a bit.
Yeah, it was like half family stuff, half spy assassin stuff.
hmm
Perfect mashup.
And yeah,
Mhm.
but speaking of the family stuff, I feel like it was a little bit disjointed. I'm not sure where the movie would fit chronologically because there was like that
Mhm.
whole confusion and freak out where Yor saw Lloyd in an alley with a woman who ended up being Nightfall, and she thought he was having a little tryst or whatever, but like she didn't know who Nightfall was, and she's met Nightfall in the series, like at the
Mhm.
end of season 1, was it?
Yeah, yeah, I think it was at the end of season one. Yeah, I think we kind of assumed this movie takes place before Yor meets Nightfall. Because if she would have met her, seen them talking, and she already knew her, she'd be like, oh, it's just a coworker.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I the um the Ferris wheel scene was pretty cute though, where they finally aired everything out.
mm-hmm.
Mama and Papa
Yes.
are flirting.
Your scream got me. Like that was hilarious. Like she was freaking out big time, and I was like,
Yes.
I love it.
I love Yor so much.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
She is honestly, she's me when I am like overthinking things, just
mhm.
like screaming
Yes.
internally.
Same.
I
That's me every day.
screaming internally, yep. Or Lloyd that I don't understand.
I just love how oblivious he is to things, cause he has no idea that his wife is an assassin and his daughter can read minds, so he's always so confused.
But he's also so smart because when he was visiting the restaurant, he had kind of like that taste test competition with the opposing military general,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, "This will be easy. I once infiltrated a 5-star restaurant as a chef," and so like he can, and he did like the tennis tournament thing in the main series. He can just chameleon his way into any situation and
Mm-hmm.
instinctively like I've memorized everything I need to know about this certain thing. So he's smart and he's focused, but like the things that go over his head are the things like you can't stop and process analytically.
Mm-hmm.
Like the emotional stuff just flies right over him.
He's like he's book smart and street smart, but not. I don't want to say he's not emotionally smart. That's not quite the right term,
Well,
but
because
like,
he's able to like connect with Yor and to give her advice,
yeah,
emotionally
yeah.
speaking. But he's just, I think when it comes to himself as a person, he's oblivious because he sees himself just as a tool for the agency to use.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good way to put it like that. That, and he also has the MC syndrome where he's really oblivious to any female that's attracted to him whatsoever.
He
Yeah.
did make the list of top 10 hottest anime characters, whatever.
He,
The one you sent
no, it
me
was
was like
he was number
top.
3 or 4 or something. And I think it was
Did
like top
Gojo get number
a
1 or
hundred or
something?
something.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
Gojo was on there, Dazai, Chuya, and Nanami was definitely on there.
Well,
Yeah, he
Nanami.
was.
I mean,
I'm
who doesn't
sorry,
love Nanami?
I love him, he's just not my type.
I didn't think he
That's
was my
fair.
type either.
They must have had females animating him.
Maybe. Who knows? Yeah, now I'm kind of curious about like when it comes to like the whole like Lloyd's like I've been doing this because I was a chef. I was like, what is his resume like if you were to list every single job that he's had?
I don't know. I assume he gets a mission and he just studies up on everything there is to know, and he's just fast at memorization, and he has like, that spy aura about him where he can just like manipulate his own personality to fit what he thinks would fit that job.
Mm,
Yes, the comedy is really cute.
It
Honestly, in
is.
Spy X Family, from what I've seen.
yes, it is. It's a very, I don't know. It has a lot of like slice of life elements that I
Yeah.
enjoy. But
Speaking of the title though, like Spy X Family, like we usually just say Spy Family, but what was there a reason for the X? Did you look that up once?
yeah,
Is Hunter Hunter, Hunter X Hunter?
yeah, I've Googled it before, but I can check again because I don't remember.
I'm going to guess before the answer is
Okay.
introduced.
Okay.
Spy X Family. And of course, there's Hunter X Hunter, which I still have to like see. Oh man, maybe it's because of the merging of like the spy and the family coming together, where it's like kind of like a pairing, I guess, of the two. Can you imagine, like a pairing name of Spy X Family, Spamily, or something like that? I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because it's like just a spy with a family. Just keeping it simple like that. I don't know.
I know there's other series, like there's one a manga I used to read called Anima, but it had a plus in front, so like plus sign in Anima, and I never said plus Anima, I just said Anima, so I don't know what the plus was there for either.
I don't know.
Maybe did you find anything, Meg?
Yeah, I'm seeing a few things. Most people at least for when it comes to Spy Family, the X is just there to make the title look cool and imitate Hunter x Hunter.
It does make it look cool. Like,
It
yeah, I
does.
guess.
Now I'm trying
Yeah.
to see, because I know we like looked it up before and it was literally just like they did have a meaning for it here. Okay, this other person also just says it's a stylistic addition, but apparently they basically just represent like a space
Okay.
in the language in writing.
Well, it kind of makes sense. Sometimes it's
Yeah.
hard to replicate titles when you transfer it to books to show titles to whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Interesting. The more you know.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want to talk about any of your bullet points, Meg? We kind of went over some of them,
Yes.
but
Yeah,
you
we already
can
did some of
keep
them, but
going.
yeah, we just had a couple notes. Well, yeah. I don't know. I was both enjoyed but also was kind of a little bit annoyed that Yor was like thinking that Lloyd was cheating. Like it was both funny because it's like reminds me of people just like I mean just overthinking things and like getting in your head about stuff. Um but also it's like, girl, don't listen to your coworkers. You know they're awful.
I hate that toxic work environment because I've known
Ugh.
people where they've come back from work and that's what they experienced, and it changes the way they think about things and about themselves. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just it hits a little too close to home. I wanna watch these shows to escape reality. I don't need reminders of things that happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. We already kind of mentioned this, but the Ferris wheel scene was excellent. It was I I don't know, I think Megan, you said it was a bit much, her like punching him in the face, but it totally like fits with everything she does. Like any time like things get too serious or like they get too close, she punches. She hits
Yeah.
him kind of on accident, but also not. But I think actually my favorite moments in the movie were there's like two moments like right after they get off of the Ferris wheel and Anya's like reading their minds and like seeing if they've like made up and you like don't hear what they're thinking. And then also when Lloyd rescues Anya, she also again reads his mind and you don't get to hear what he's thinking, which says to me that basically that's like confirmation that Yor and Lloyd like each other and he loves Anya. And
Yeah.
that just was like, oh my gosh.
Going back to that scene,
The-
I loved how Anya actually got to save him in a roundabout way, but she was trying to break free of her bonds because she's like, I gotta help Papa, he's gonna die. And she's finally able to break free. And by doing that, she accidentally slammed into the button that opened the windows in the blimp to release the toxic gas that was gonna suffocate him. So like, yeah, she didn't mean to do that, but also she had the intent of helping him and trying to break free. So I love that he's just like, this gas bomb goes off right in front of him, and you can tell that it's sort of like an oh no, what do I do moment. And then the windows just open, and he's like, oh, okay, I'm good. That was lucky.
Mhm. And I love that scene. One scene I did not care for was like the whole, I guess you could call it like the poop fantasy. That started and I was just like,
This is why people
oh,
make fun of us for watching
right?
anime.
And like I was okay, I brought two friends with me to see this movie who I just showed them like the first two episodes of Spy Family, and they're not like they've seen like two animes in their lives. Okay. So that started and I just like look over at them and they're like, what the heck is happening? And
I wanted to know what was happening. I think, well, maybe it was a way to fill up some time. Maybe it was a way for them to like get kids to laugh. but the animation popped off for whatever reason on that.
Yeah, it did, but it definitely was like this. No thanks.
I was laughing
Not like that.
uncomfortably. Luckily, Ava and I were literally the only two people in the entire theater. But also, yeah, I hated it, but also the fountains that she passed by, I loved them. There's just these guys standing, like, peeing. I don't know, I'm 2 years old.
Okay, usually I am too, but I don't know. In this case, the whole thing just like turned me off, and I was like, nope, I don't like this at all.
It's kind of uncomfortable.
It was very over the top. I remembered like yeah, like Megan says, I was really happy we were only 2 people in the theater. Like I was very confused. And I was like, why is the animation so long and so thought out for this?
Okay, animator, you've been working really hard at this studio. We're gonna give you a really special assignment. The animation is gonna be breathtaking and beautiful. Okay, what am I animating? A little girl fantasizing about how she's gonna go poop.
Yeah, and see the poop god.
Thanks.
Thanks. Yeah. I was really confused. I'm sure that it's not a favorite for many people, except
Especially
for maybe
for the Western
kids.
audience. Yeah.
Yeah.
A moment I did like where the animation popped off though was Lloyd's fight scene. The color was changing on the screen, and like the
Mhm.
different the like the good versus evil was different color coded, and like all of the fights in this movie, Lloyd's were amazing and well thought out animation wise for like the color scheme and the artistry of it, and then yours was well thought out for the movements and the dynamics of it. Also, I just loved yours battle outfit. She's still wearing her pantsuit, like her day outfit, but then she straps a knife, like double knifes it onto her hip. Just so
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Very much so. I like the 2 different battles going on. Oh,
Yeah.
my cat.
Oh, hi, Mamacita.
She wanted to say hi to me, I guess. It's very sweet. But yeah, I think my favorites out of the 2 battles is like your just for like just how like action scene based it was.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's moving all over the place in that.
I also enjoyed it because this was like one of the first times you see her like really, I mean, she wins in the end, but there was like, oh wow, this is stressful. This is actually like difficult for her. So
Yeah.
she just like beats everyone, no question. But she had to use her brain and figure out how to defeat this guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really do like it when stories go the route where it's like every good thing must be earned. And if it's not earned, we're not going to give it to the character. I really like that.
No wonder you're such a fan of My Hero Academia. Those kids get put through the ringer.
They really do. And oh my gosh, if you haven't seen the new episodes, oof.
That's Meg.
My gosh.
That's who logged into my Crunchyroll, by the way. I got like that login notification. It was Ava.
How? Why did it say you were in a different state?
It said you were by Meg.
Really?
Yeah. Do you have like a VPN or something?
No. I don't know. My laptop is like, you're in Omaha. And I'm like, I'm not. But okay. And I kept on denying it. And my laptop's not like, no, you're literally like somewhere else right now. I was like, no.
Okay, that is so funny. Well, I'm happy about that because when I got that text, I was like, oh no.
You thought that Megan was getting hacked for Crunchyroll.
Yeah,
Probably.
I was like, why?
Who's watching
Crunchyroll?
anime on my dime?
Ava, that's who.
Yep.
I gave her my password, and then I changed the password, and then I was like, I should tell Ava that I did, and I gave her the new password, and 2 seconds later, I get an email saying somebody's trying. It's like,
That's
okay,
hilarious.
that confirms it. I had a suspicion that it was Ava, but I changed the password just to be safe. And then it got back to me, it's like, yep, that was her.
Funny that
Because
you
I saw
mentioned
My
it.
Hero Academia on the watch list. I'm like, I didn't watch that today.
That's really funny that you mentioned it because I got kicked out of watching it. And I was like, what happened?
I was was at work and I got the email, so I just hit the change password button.
Yeah, I immediately got kicked out. I was like, yeah, you're experiencing a problem. And I'm like, yeah, I have a problem. I'm in the middle of the episode.
And she had a really intense moment.
What
Oh, Mike's
happened?
about to throw a punch. Whoop, you're kicked off.
Yeah, I thought you got hacked, Megan, for a second. So I tried logging it again and it didn't work. I was like, uh-oh. So that's really funny how that actually
That's why you replied so quickly when I gave you your password. Like, next.
went right back into it.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm glad that was resolved.
That's a fun story for the podcast.
Yes. So yeah, the Spy X Family.
yeah, back to the movie. Okay, I guess to close out, do you have a favorite character from the movie / series?
Let's see, I'll have you answer first, Meg. I'm still thinking.
Okay. Oh, okay. This is a hard question. I don't know if I have a favorite. I would say Lloyd and Yor have my heart equally. I love them
Okay.
both a lot. But I don't know, maybe in this movie, nah, they were both so awesome. I can't choose a favorite.
Very true. Like, I would say my favorite so far, mostly because like I haven't been exposed as much as are like Lloyd and Yor. And it's really hard to choose a favorite between the two as well because they're both awesome in their own ways. I think any characters that I don't know yet, but I think I would like a lot would be Damien.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because like
He's
I saw
coming around.
yeah, I saw like the little like fandom like artworks for this kid and I was like, oh, so Damien apparently has a crush on Anya. That's cute. But
Mhm.
and he's like a tsundere. That's great, you know. He's
Yep.
basically like you just like are bad toward like the people that you like in elementary school, I guess.
Yep, the kid
Yeah.
who rubs dirt in the face of the girl he likes.
Mhm.
That's very much a thing. I
Yeah.
would say another character, one of my favorites is Frankie.
He's pretty cool.
He's great.
Oh,
He was
Frankie.
kind of, yeah, he was in it for a little bit, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm really, really biased. It's Lloyd for me. For
For floofy hair
for
reasons.
fluffy hair. Okay. Yeah, I'm not one of those girls who goes gaga over anime boys, really, but sometimes
There's a
when
select few.
there's a select few, and when Lloyd's playing with his hair, I'm like, oh, they did a really good job designing this character.
A really good job designing this character, wink.
And there was an episode early on where Meg and I both made a ooh face when he was wearing his like spy gear, like his black spy gear. But then he took the jacket off and we were just like, ooh. Sorry, I know any guys listening to this podcast episode are probably like, yeah.
Lloyd is attractive.
Yeah.
I'll say
But
that.
I like him for more than just that, I swear. I think I can kind of relate to that personality type of being down to business and getting so focused on one thing that you completely lose track of another thing. I also just like the moments where Lloyd shows that he cares because he's a kind soul. He just doesn't let himself feel a lot given his job situation. So those characters where you see the tiny cracks in their armor always get to me, and that's why I like Lloyd a lot.
Mhm.
I also really like Bond because just cool having a dog in their crew. And a character I'm holding out hope for is Yuri, mostly because of his voice actor. I really like Dallas Reed, but Yuri's coming around a little, but there's still some things that I have
Mhm.
issues with.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Because like Yuri's like the older brother, younger brother of
Younger,
Yor.
he's a younger brother, yeah. So he's a sweet thing, but then you realize what his job is, and you're like, oh, maybe he's not so sweet. And then he's got this obsession with his big sis, which I hate that trope in anime because it's so
Mhm.
taboo in Japan, especially. It's so taboo, and yet they include it in like every piece of media.
Yeah, I don't care for it. And it's just like so not necessary. Like,
And honestly, it
why?
kind of doesn't fit with him in a way because when we first meet him, he is actually asking Yor, like, "Oh, have you found someone yet?" He wanted her to find a guy, so he just
Or
didn't
so
want that
we
guy to be
think.
Lloyd.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's very interesting. I barely know Yuri, but I do know that that trope happens a fair amount of times in anime, and it's, at least to me, it's very cringy to me. I don't like that trope either because I have a half brother, and I was like, no, I can't imagine looking like doing that to my half brother, or just like anyone with like siblings. I'm pretty sure it
Yeah.
like hits them wrong way too. So
Mhm.
All three of us
Yes.
have brothers or half brothers, so we're kind of just
mhm.
gritting our teeth through it. And
Yeah, kind of
the
like makes
Alabama siblings.
Sweet Home Alabama. It kind
No
of
offense to Alabamians.
it kind of like makes me kind of curious about why is it such a big trope in the first place.
Mhm.
Just make people feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, I remember one time, maybe we'll have to repeat. I Googled that once and
Yeah.
it was interesting, but now I don't remember. It was like one of those late night Google searches that I
When
don't
you're
remember
really
anything about
tired.
now. Yeah.
But okay. I guess we should probably close our thoughts up. Was the movie necessary? Not really, no. But was it enjoyable? I would say yes.
Yes.
hmm It is a fluff. If you like fluffy times and Spy X
Yes.
Family, then the
And if
movie
you
might
like
be up
Wit
your alley.
Studio, yes. Very,
Mhm.
very good animation. A story that at least keeps you interested. I wouldn't say it's a movie I'd be like dying to get my hands on the DVD, but I would definitely watch it again if I was with some
Mhm.
friends. Yeah.
hmm Yeah.
And Ava and I got some swag when we went to the theater. We got mini prints of Anya. So I'll send you a picture, Meg, so you can post it to our Instagram. But it was just kind of
Okay.
a nice little thing that they did.
hmm Yeah. In general, like you said, the story, it doesn't like affect the main story. So yeah, you can just like pretty much take it or leave it. If you watch it, cool. If you don't watch it, cool. You're not really missing much either.
Yeah.
It's kind of just like there if you want extra enjoyment.
Hmm.
That's pretty much it. Fluffy times.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I enjoyed covering that film, and it was great to talk about Spy Family again, and I'm glad that I could see it with you, Ava, and that we could have you on the podcast.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's always
Yes.
fun.
Thanks for coming on. It's always a good time.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you for inviting me, you guys.
for sure. And we will be back with another episode the following Tuesday whenever this comes out.
Yes.
Okay,
All
bye.
right. Bye.
Bye bye.